Hello and welcome to Lone Orange Live, using your why to power your brand. That's what we're talking about today. Why is your why so important? Really? Like why your why finding your why or your purpose may seem like a waste of time. I know it used to me, but you can actually use it to really position your brand powerfully. So, join me for today's Lone Orange Live. So, we're going to find out how. Let's get started. Well, again, welcome to Lone Orange Live. My name is Tiffany Huckelman. I'm the founder of Lone Orange and your host for Lone Orange Live. At Lone Orange, we help solopreneurs scale their businesses beyond themselves with fewer headaches and more profit. That is my passion, to help solopreneurs grow their businesses, find fulfillment, fill their dreams, and make the money they need. So that's one of the things that we need to talk about. Excuse me, my nose is itching. I guess the pollen is out in full force again today. So when building your business and when you're starting your business, we're all building it with an eye for growth. Whatever that growth looks like for you can be very different, but there are stages that businesses go through, from the emerge stage, where it's just kind of an idea and you're just starting your business, to the growth stage where you are now experimenting with what is working. You've gotten a little bit of traction, you've gotten some clients, people have paid you a little bit, and you know that what you are doing is worth it to someone else. And so now you're starting to experiment. How are you going to package it? How are you going to sell it? How are you going to offer it? How are you going to market it? You're starting to experiment and really figuring out what's going to work for you and your business. Then you get to the scale stage, the expansion stage, where now you know what works. Now we're going to expand it. And then you have the mature stage. So when maybe towards the end of the life cycle, either of the business or maybe just of the business owner, where you're ready to start thinking about selling. So that's kind of the structure. That's the stages of your business. So when you're building your business and you're out of the emerge stage, like, we're always working towards growth. And for some people, that growth might look like having a team. It might look like hiring employees. It might look like having a physical space. There's all kinds of, whatever your idea of growth and your vision for your business is, irrelevant, because those stages matter for all. And to be able to get from that emerge stage into the growth stage and into the expansions and into the expand stage, which is really where we want to live, because that's kind of the sweet spot. A couple things need to happen. You need to have two things. You need to have brand confidence. You need to be completely solid and convinced of your brand identity and be able to communicate that effectively. Now, your brand identity is who you are, who you best serve, and how you help them. So there's a lot that goes into that. And in the Scale Your Brand program, we talk about all of those things to get you that solid brand identity and give you brand confidence. So once you have that brand confidence and you are super clear on who you are, who you best help, and how you're going to help them, and you have operational efficiency. So it's not necessarily the sexy thing, but that you can operate with extreme efficiency, that you as the business owner are efficient, that all of your operations are efficient. Generally, that's going to mean some systems. That might also mean some team members or some people that you're delegating to. But having those two things, the brand confidence and the operational efficiency working together, having those, that's going to be what boosts you from emerge into scale into expand, really into that expand. And so, though, I want you to understand that, because get focusing on your brand is super important, because it's the only way to have that and your operational efficiency that will boost you into that expand stage, which is where we all need to be that sweet spot. So the brand confidence, your brand identity, again, is who you are, who you serve, and how you help them. All of that is fueling your brand. But there's one thing that fuels your whole business and fuels that brand. And that one thing is your understanding your why. Now, I had a client, Kay, who came to me and she was actually looking for help with a website. And so as we started to talk about our website, this was a new company, and she thought that she was very clear on what she wanted and what she was trying to build. But as I was talking to her, I realized very quickly that there was a gap between what she knew and what she needed to know about the business to be able to move into the next stage, to move for her to move from emerge into scale. And so when we started talking a little bit more about her brand clarity and getting clear on that brand, we started with her why. And it took us an hour and a half to finally get to the nugget of her why. Now, I used to think that when I heard people talking about find your why, I thought, oh, it's just so fluffy and so not my thing. And really, but what I have discovered is that it is actually the fuel to your brand, the fuel to your business. And when I went through an exercise, and when I found my own why, it actually brought me to tears. Not because I was super sad or super happy, but because I was so moved emotionally. What? Moved emotionally by my business? Yes. I was moved emotionally by finally tapping in to my sole purpose of why I do the work that I do, that it moved me and brought me to tears. And so that's what we were working at to get to with Kay. Is I took her down the same process that I did for myself. And we got to the driver behind what it is that she was doing. This is what fueled. And so now this is going to be the foundation for her entire business. Now, here's the thing: she has a vision of having other people join her business. And every one of those people will come with their own why. But her understanding her why and building her brand on top of that will now start attracting people who are driven by a similar why, or at least an aligned why. That there's an alignment, so that that everybody she brings on board is going to be working in the same direction. So her tapping into that not only makes sure that she aligns with other people, either clients or team members, but it's also going to, and what I found is that it lifts me up on those dark days, on those days when I'm just tired or exhausted or disappointed or discouraged. Tapping back into my why and why I'm doing this and why I do the work that I do lifts me up almost instantaneously. Now, you probably have heard a lot of this. I think this concept was, at least I first found out about it from Simon Sinek. And he did a TED talk called How Great Leaders Inspire. And that generated the Start With Why. And that generated the Start With Why book. And that generated Finding Your Why book. And his whole career has been built on, or on the foundation of finding your why. And he says that people aren't going to buy from a company based on what they're selling or even how they're selling it, but why they're selling it. And so we, as mission minded solopreneurs who are selling a service, who are selling our passion, have to be able to understand that why so we can sell that why. And I'm not even saying that once you tap into your why that you're gonna be able to that you're gonna talk about it outwardly. I don't. I don't talk about my why generally as part of my marketing, but it absolutely is the foundation of my marketing and how I'm growing my business. So now, if you are curious, I'm going to tease you a little bit. If you're curious about how to find your why, right after this, I'm going to go live in the Solo Collaborative Facebook group. Come join me in that. And I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into the process of finding your why. I'll talk a little bit more about my own discovery of my why, but come join us in the Solo Collaborative group. It's a free Facebook group, and it is specifically for solopreneurs to be able to join together arm in arm and grow our businesses together, because we are changing the world one business at a time. So I'm going to go live in just a few minutes, after I get off of here, and I'm going to dig in a little bit more. I don't have time here to dig in, but I'm going to dig in a little bit more into how to go about and find your why. So come join me over there. If you can't join me right away, you can come watch the replay, but absolutely come join us in the Solar Collaborative. I'm going to put the link here at the bottom. If I can find it, there we go. There at the bottom, there's the link. I will also, as soon as this broadcast is over, come back and put the link directly in the comments so you can come join us there. And then come join us and come join me and let's learn how to really dig into that why, because it is so, so, so important to drive your business. All right, my friends, I hope that is inspiring you to find your why so that you can really fuel your business and fuel your brand. I will see you next Thursday. And until then, have a stellar week. Bye.